Your vocals pretty good.
Me.
Rex in effect. Rex in effect.
You.
Rex in effect. 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 Should we do a disclaimer apology in the beginning?
What? Fuck these people. No. You want to do the disclaimer apology?
Because it's my friends that we put on there. Is that why?
You know, I don't want to say anything about anything, but
So before we start the show officially, we did record on a Sunday. Today is a Wednesday. We had my friends, my college roommates, went over Naked Tuesdays, and Cianan walking the streets butt ass naked with a bed sheet around his neck like Superman. We talked about.
Well, we'll probably have
one again, but we talked about a whole bunch of stuff that was good. We went on. Joe had his final QAnon moment with John. It was great. We talked video games. We talked aliens. We talked Trump. We talked everything. However, we had some extreme technical difficulties, and the show is bupkis.
Yeah, so we recorded like 2.5 hours of gold.
Solid gold.
And you hear Cianan and I clearly, but the audio file that had John and Andrew was all buzzing.
And we were trying to do something new with Discord and recording through that instead of having them call on the phone, because I didn't like the audio when it talks on the phone. And on the phone, you can't really talk over each other's speech as if we're in the same room. You kind of have to wait. And it's almost like an interview. You wait, they say something, or they wait and you say something. And it's like with the four of us there, it's kind of, I don't know. It doesn't feel like, it feels more like they're in the room when it's with Discord. It doesn't feel like the same when it's on Zoom or any other app.
Sure.
I don't know. If you like Zoom app, we can try Zoom, but I didn't like it. But I like the way Discord came out. So,
It didn't like it.
we're now here on a Wednesday with a preemptive emergency pod with just me and Joe, which what it would have been anyway if John and Andrew couldn't make it on Sunday. And they would have been here on the 25th, and then we would have had Deech Marine on the 11th, and so on and so forth. So
here we are.
Sad and decrepit. So when the numbers are moving, that means it's recording. And it's
and you're the producer. Look, listen to this guy.
I just afraid. I think I'm just afraid that it's doing what it's supposed to do, like what we did our show, and then when we come back to re-listen to it, nothing got recorded.
Well, our stuff got recorded, so the only issue was the cord that was connected to
yeah.
So we're fine. We were fine.
And the shitty
thing
thing was,
sounds great.
It was to my computer. I could have easily pressed the record button for that other program that was running in the background, and we would have had a backup audio. So
it was your computer.
No.
It was.
Fuck you. Don't bring it on me.
Ass motherfucker.
I'm sorry,
Welcome
Joe.
welcome all to episode 93, part 2 of the None of Our Business podcast.
Oh
we are your hosts.
I'm not even going to do a beatbox. I'm so sad.
Cianan, CNN Dunkaroos, C-section, C-notice, C-3PO, C4, C your way out of here, because after this episode, he's gone. And I'm Joe.
Oh, my God.
I'm just plain old Joe.
Yep.
You know,
On a level of 0 to 10, how upset are you that our show got
I'm
bumbled?
not. No, I'm not upset. I'm just kind of bummed. It was good. It was a good episode. It was a great episode.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Joe got a good insight.
Yeah, I thought it went really well. It's just I'm just bummed that we didn't get to keep it.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm
I mean,
like
the audio's there, but you just can't.
devastated
It's
or
just
angry.
a horrible static. If there's some digital crazy software that gets rid of that can actually cipher the
I don't
data
think there is.
between
Well,
that.
this isn't some fucking 1996 high tech caper where fucking George Clooney's gonna come out and have the top tech come do the an
Why-
audio splitting.
Why 1996 and George Clooney? What the fuck? What are you watching?
I don't know, man.
Oh my god, you lost it.
Because it wasn't 96. What was it? 97. Batman and Robin.
Oh yeah, but what are you doing that made it
He's
so
Batman.
technical?
He has like all these tech
gadgets, audio
like,
thing.
Yeah, electronics.
I don't
I
know.
don't fucking
Well,
know.
there's a movie. There was a movie with Gene Hackman in the 70s.
Enemy of the State? Oh no.
It was
In the
before-
70s.
70s, before that. Yeah. So
The French Connection.
after that, so it was called. What is it called? It had something to do with him being a audio listener. Like he picks up on. He works for like I don't know if he works. He works doesn't work for the government, but he used to, and then he started his own business, listening in on the people's conversations. I think it was called The Conversation. Yeah, it's called The Conversation. It takes place in San Francisco, and it was crazy because there's no real intense scenes like Enemy of the State kind of thing. It's really just talking all the way through, but you watch it from beginning to end, like not expecting anything to go down. I mean, there is a little hint of suspense. I mean, they tried to add some like crazy horror element into it towards the end, which it really wasn't. Just like the way they shot the film, it felt very avant-garde kind of thing. They're trying to do some new shit. But it was trippy because he would use these crazy audio angles and try to pick up on this person's conversation, tweaking with the audio and editing out different sounds in the background so you got like a clear connection. So
Oh, Hollywood.
I know, right?
That like trying to figure something out like that also reminds me of that scene in Blade Runner with the picture.
It was like enhance,
Yeah, then he
rotate.
enhances, rotates. Like, yo, there's not enough data to fucking do that. Like, that's ridiculous.
It's almost as if they took a 2D picture and made a virtual 3D image behind
Yeah,
it.
like,
It's like
how,
what?
how are you gonna do that? Like,
And they kind of did that.
what's that in the corner? Pan left, zoom in,
Enhance, digitize.
Ah,
Okay, great.
Hollywood.
License plate 93456. Like what?
And that was Ridley Scott, right?
Enemy of the State, yeah.
No,
Oh,
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. Yes,
It
or
was.
Tony Scott. No, Ridley
No,
Scott.
Ridley.
Ridley Scott. Yeah, because they made a big deal of it, him directing the new one, right? Didn't he do that? Or that was J.J.
produced it.
Abrams.
He produced it. No, it was that Spanish dude.
Del Toro.
No, what's this guy's name? Oh shit! Why am I drawing a blank?
Not Robert Rodriguez.
No.
Oh.
Is that all you think? Is that?
I'm trying to think
that's
of
all
the
you-
list of Hispanic people I know in movie.
Isn't his
fucking
name
directorial.
like Villanueva?
I don't fucking know.
It's the guy that did shit.
Guy that did shit. How good was that movie?
I don't know. I can't.
Was it a
We
shitty
have
movie?
a fucking laptop right there.
Yeah, we do. But as you're looking that up, I'll take responsibility since I am the producer of the show for the whack.
Yeah, Dennis Villanueva.
Okay, you got close.
Yeah. Yeah, he directed it,
Okay,
but the original was Ridley
Scott. Nice.
Okay, what were you saying? Sorry about that.
I was giving out my apologies.
Oh,
to
that's
the
very.
audience.
That's very.
Because unlike other podcasts, we listen to our audience and we make sure that they get the respect they deserve. So Joe is very, very sorry for fucking things up for everybody.
I didn't fuck shit up. I was fucking on
He
point.
wanted to record in a special way.
I
and get out
figured
all of
everything
his-
out. I
his
did
shit.
everything right.
And then he kicked the cord and fucked everything up. So,
Do you think that's when? No, that's not when it happened.
well, you did kick the cord. I don't know what the audio's
I
like
did
after you
eventually
kicked the
kick
cord.
but
If the audio came clean after you kicked the cord, that's at least 30-minute conversation.
yeah, it was Ridley Scott. Damn. I'm sorry.
But yeah, so we'll try and have them on again. Maybe retell some stories of my college years, and get some insight on QAnon and whatnot. But I was actually recently watching Battle Los Angeles. Did you see that movie?
Yeah, of course. I saw that in theaters.
I did too. Yeah, I liked it.
We didn't watch it together. Did
No,
we didn't watch.
We
it
weren't
together?
at that time period yet where we would go to the theaters to watch something brand new. That was
I went with people. I think I went with Fernando.
Was it your uni
No,
MCU?
I think I think for sure it was Fernando was there. Philly was there. So I don't know why you wouldn't be there.
I might have been up in the
Because this
Bay
came
or
out like in
something.
2012, didn't it?
Something like that.
So you would have already been here.
I would have been here. I don't know. Point is, I saw it and I was like, I would like to see more representation of what a good alien invasion would be. Not that War of the Worlds.
Did you think
BS.
this was kind of like
I think
one,
it
or-
was because they came in sort of tactical and militaristic. They didn't have like this one machine that destroys all. They had soldiers. They had leaders within each of the soldier pack. They had drones, stuff like that. And they just came in and did a straight up invasion, kind of like what we used to do back in the day towards each other. And it would have been nice to see more stuff like that, because I feel like, I don't know, part of me does feel conspiratorial, like, oh, they're prepping us. But other times, like, yeah, I kind of wonder what would happen if, like, something very serious, like, I know people would freak out, and, like, run over people in the streets and go crazy and all that stuff. And
For sure they would. They
just need
wouldn't
to show
have any.
human society go nuts. And it was I just didn't like the shaky cam. It shake way too fucking much.
It did.
And I was like, oh, you're trying to be like in the moment realistic, and it's like, come on, dude.
I felt like
Just shoot it like
was
Saving Private
missing
Ryan.
something. I felt like
I
enjoyed the movie, but I felt like it was missing something.
I think so too. I would like to see an element of like how they did Jack Ryan with an alien invasion, where they involve covert ops and they involve black ops and they involve like the secret back and stuff.
Like I don't know.
But again, this is following just the Marines. I mean, like, they could easily make it a series and follow the Air Force or follow some undercover agent who found out this information before it was going on, or follow some NASA team.
Did you ever watch Falling Skies?
Sounds familiar, maybe.
It was a show on TNT about an alien invasion and like
I know of it, didn't see it.
and like the human civilization and like what they did post this alien invasion and how they survived and what the revolution looked like. And
Did they show it like a documentary?
No.
Okay.
It was a drama.
Okay.
I liked it a lot. I liked it a lot. It's
Falling Skies. Okay.
It was what's this dude's
I mostly
name?
watch TNT. For
The guy
last
from The Librarian. What's his name?
Ooh, I don't know. I've seen The Librarian. Don't know the guy.
What's it? It's that dude that's like Indiana Jones.
Huh?
The Librarian, the guy.
Like he acts.
No,
like Indiana Jones?
he's like the archetype, the Indiana Jones archetype.
Oh. I don't know.
Falling Skies. His name. Noah Wiley.
No, Wiley.
No, Noah Wiley.
Nope. Doesn't get my dick hard. Sorry.
Come on,
Why are your hands shaking, Joe?
because I'm shaking. It.
Are you excited on your trip?
No,
No.
nah, I am, man.
You sound so bummed. I'm pretty sure if you traveled quite often, you get tired of it eventually, right?
Noah Wiley. This dude.
Oh no, I know him. I've seen The Librarian.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
fucking
it
care.
doesn't.
He doesn't do anything to me. For me. Whoops.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, Falling Skies. It's a pretty cool show. It follows a family.
TNT back in the
It
early
was
2000s?
on TNT. No, it was like
Oh,
less-
late.
It
Okay.
ended maybe like 5 years ago, maybe
Okay.
less than that.
Okay. Falling
And
Skies.
it lasted for maybe maybe 4 or 5 seasons.
Mm.
It lasted for a good while.
Okay.
I always remember it because Moon Bloodgood was in it.
Mm.
And, Moon Bloodgood.
What do you think was missing from the Battlefield movie, Battlefield Los Angeles?
I don't know. You know what? I'm not. Maybe maybe more civilian interaction
Yeah.
than it just being like a
just a
military
military thing.
situation.
Yeah.
Like I would have loved to see gang members. Like
I thought there was a clip. Maybe I'm tripping, but maybe I'm thinking of another movie where there's a clip where maybe that's Independence Day where they were shooting at the. I thought there was a scene where the Marines ran into like some local gang in Santa Monica and they were shooting at the monsters, and then they got shot up. I don't know, but that would be nice though.
But I feel,
like that.
yeah, I feel like it'd be a really good like,
because they got guns.
really good like nod to say like, yo, like we got stuck in a weird situation. The gang members came through and they like assisted us,
Right.
and then we were like, yo, come with us, and they're like, nah, man, we got to hold down the block. Like,
Right.
like that. You know,
Right.
that would have been dope. That would have been like,
And then
I
they
would have
get blown
believed that.
up.
Nah, but I would have believed that. I would have
Yeah.
been like, oh shit,
Yeah.
they really hold down the sit.
Would you pick up arms for an alien invasion, or would you?
Yeah, I think I would have to.
Because you have kids to worry about.
Yeah.
I thought you would like get in a car and just drive as far away as possible.
Well, I would, yeah, I would definitely try to do that. If
See?
I know there's an alien invasion here,
Mm.
I would take up arms, but
I mean, you got a lot of swords here.
yeah, but I would leave. Like
Yeah.
I would leave, but with arms and
Yeah.
be ready to fight if I needed to.
Do you know where to go? I know there's a Big Five, not too far from my house to head over to.
A big 5, that's where you're going?
That's the only place I know that has guns off the rack that I can grab. I don't know any. Do you know? Do we need to hide this
No,
from the
but-
podcast?
No.
I don't know anybody. I don't even know where the nearest gun store is in my neighborhood.
Well, there's a big 5 right here down the street.
Yeah, see, Big Five.
But I wouldn't go to big 5 to hunker down. Like,
Well, that's where I would get my stuff, though.
yeah, but
I get it.
I'm talking about flight. Like, get out of here. Like, fight or flight. And flighting is the.
Yeah, but how are you gonna get your arms then? Where are you gonna get? You
Well,
said you would
but
grab
I have-
some arms. You have stuff here
I have but I have like weapons.
Swords?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have swords.
against aliens. What is this,
You
Halo?
don't know, man. what? How do we know bullets are gonna work?
That's true. But
You
then they
know?
could have protective armor, right?
Well, they can.
And then what if they had a sword? You're not trained for that.
You're not trained for that.
What if they had a lightsaber?
I've been working on this my whole life.
My whole life. Dude, if aliens came with lightsabers, it would be very hard for me to go, well, do I run or do I join the force? Like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Like, I see they have lightsabers, but they're killing everybody. But I would love to grab one up and, like, I don't know.
That's yeah, it's an interesting.
And then what if the alien invasions? See what they could did. What I would like to have seen was it was Battlefield Los Angeles, but the aliens were humanoids, like people from fucking, like if you saw a bunch of stormtroopers and shit, you know, they're humans, come down on fucking. I think this movie took place on like Santa Monica, so they come through the
yeah,
beach.
it took place on the west side.
Yeah. Popping out of the ocean in a fucking stormtrooper suit. And it's like, well, shit, they're human. But what's going on? Why, you know? That wouldn't be
I
so
don't think
trippy,
it-
right? You'd be
It
like,
wouldn't.
oh,
It wouldn't be as because that's not what we think of when we think of aliens.
no,
Like,
no.
you know, we think of some strange creatures. We don't think of like humanoids coming in and other humanoids coming in and like invading us because
Right.
it's like, well, I can blast them. Like, no, you're not gonna have the full fear of an alien species that looks like you.
Yeah.
That's just another humanoid that you have to
Take
be
out.
opposed.
But-
you know,
That would be the greatest type of invasion because then you wouldn't know who's who. They look like us.
like V.
What's V?
It's another series where like
It was an
humanoid
alien invasion.
aliens invaded. Yeah,
Mm.
and they're
They usually do it secretly in those TV shows. Was this a real? Because they tend to do it like Transformers or
or like
E.T.
they live.
Yeah, like they're
They
hidden
live
within
like that.
society. But this V was like an actual invasion.
Yeah, they look like us.
I think Battlestar Galactica kind of was like that,
The
right?
Cylons, but they're Cylons. There's
Okay,
not
yeah,
an
never
alien
mind, yeah,
invasion. Those
yeah.
are Those are man-made
Yeah.
cyborgs that took over.
So there hasn't been anything that does that. Wow, we should start our own
Do you?
show.
Because you watched the reboot of Battlestar Galactica, right?
I tried, and that lady was hot too, but I I couldn't get into it.
Really?
I tried to get into the old show too. I watched like maybe the first season of the old show.
I prefer the
The
new
new
one.
one.
The
Yeah.
reboot, it was fucking great.
Did they do multiple reboots or something like that?
No, so what they did is after Battlestar Galactica,
They made a movie, right?
show called Caprica that
Okay.
was a prequel
Right. Okay.
to Battlestar Galactica.
Right,
It
right.
basically showed it was about the scientists who created the Cylons.
Mm.
And I sound like such a
Did you-
fucking nerd. Like the fact that I know about Caprica and you like
Did
are
you push up your
maybe
glasses when you
vaguely
say that?
fucking- Yeah.
Get it right, Keenan. Oh my God! Did you fart or something?
No, I didn't.
What the fuck? It smells like sewage.
You smell like so. I don't know. I mean, we are outside, so
Maybe
it's
my
not
crotch.
surprising that
My legs are
anything-
spread, but I did shower,
Okay.
dude. My new nanners smell like that.
Kind of does smell weird.
Yeah, it smells
But-
like gasoline and something. I mean, I'm getting like a good whiff of it too. Like,
Sucks for
like
you.
it's like huffing gas. You know, when you're at the gas station, you kind of breathe in deeper.
I really wish Caprica would have gotten a second season. It only got one season because it was a great like founding show, and it had some great actors. What's his name was in it? Eric Schultz or Stoltz.
Oh, okay.
Isai Morales was in it.
Mm.
That dude from Grimm, I can't remember his name, but he has like a Spanish name. I can't remember his name, but he was in it.
I gotta trim my nose.
Yeah, you do. You know,
I
trash
do.
nose.
I feel like it's blending in with my upper lip.
Probably
My
is.
fucking lip hair.
I'm over here talking to you about a fucking show, and you're worried about your nose hairs.
Because I can feel it. I can feel it like touching my nose hairs
I
and
knew I
touching
shouldn't
my
have brought
upper
you into
lip.
this. I should have just done this on my own.
What? How dare you? I bet you were thinking. I bet you did record something on your own. You just waiting to release it. You fucking whore. You fucking slut.
No, but,
slut dragon.
How did we get to Battlestar? Oh, Battle LA. We were talking about the invasion.
Yeah, about humans.
What kind of alien
Yeah.
invasion we?
I just want to say it would be nice to see a legit, Independence Day, more like Battlestar Galactica, but with humanoids.
I just don't think that'd be as imposing or like I don't know. That just
They
doesn't
need to
have
look
that
different than
flair.
us.
Yeah,
Isn't
they do.
But isn't that like a Hollywood thing? Like, it's trying to get us to be judgmental of different races. Like, you need to look different than us so we can kill you.
Or, yeah.
I don't know.
That's why white people are the oppressors because they look different than us.
Yeah, the white man.
The white man.
Speaking of the white man,
Go ahead.
because
Go.
we addressed it in our previous episode.
Go there, Queen.
Queen, hey. So he got COVID, and then he's now, I guess, still in the hospital.
Nah, he was released.
Okay, so he is fine.
Monday. He was released on
He
Monday.
is fine.
Well, we don't know that he's fine.
So you're thinking that
So
they-
Donald Trump tested positive for COVID. That was a week ago to yesterday.
Mhm.
It was confirmed, and he went to Walter Reed to kind of to get some treatment. So that happened. He was there over the weekend. Now that the weekend has passed, since we weren't able to air on Monday, he was released on Monday, and he said that he felt better, that he got great treatment, that people shouldn't be afraid of COVID, that it's nothing to be afraid of, but he got like the best treatment in the world that he could possibly get.
Mhm.
So that's kind of hypocritical of him to tell people not to be afraid, but he got the best treatment.
right, it
possible.
wasn't like in the back alley.
So it's
somewhere.
like, by you saying that people shouldn't be afraid, are you basically telling people that you're going to provide the same type of treatment to everyone that you
doubt
got?
that.
I doubt that. I doubt that.
Wow.
So yeah, it's super hypocritical of him to do
Yeah.
that, to say that, and now today's Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday, which
And-
yeah,
Since he's been released, there has been no like visual
So there hasn't been any
sightings
visuals
of it.
since he's been released, and no text message, not text
I
message, no.
believe he's tweeted.
tweets?
He
Okay.
has tweeted,
Okay,
but he hasn't been in front of a camera.
right.
So that's kind of weird. And
Okay.
for him to say that he was all good on Monday, just three days after his diagnosis, also kind of throws up a red flag. That has he been sick longer?
Or you think he's lying about it because it takes longer?
He went to Walter Reed on Friday of last week
Mhm.
because it was the serious portion of it, and now that he got over it, now he's coming out and potentially recovering, because it said it takes about 14 days, right?
It takes 14 days to recover.
The cycle
Of COVID.
like the
Okay.
intense portion of COVID. So if I don't know, it does, the math doesn't add up,
Okay.
and it's just weird that
So you're calling shenanigans?
I'm calling
shenanigans.
shenanigans on Donald
whole
Trump
thing.
in general, like
Damn.
fuck him. But I just think it's weird. I think it's and it's hypocritical of him to be like this, and like so many people in his
Yeah, they
in his
all got COVID
administration,
too, right?
like, have COVID.
Did they
And
get the same treatment?
I think I just read something that Chris Christie might be like in ICU.
Oh,
Like,
well,
and
Chris
this
Christie's
guy
like-
is like the guy that bent down on knee for him
yeah.
after being being treated like trash by Trump.
Mm-hmm.
He's like pretty much bent over for him to do his bidding,
Mm-hmm.
and then this dude ends up getting COVID and
Probably got transferred through sex anyway.
no, well, I don't know.
I mean, Trump.
but
know.
but now this dude's like potentially in the ICU on a ventilator.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's some rumors that he's on that he's not doing well.
So the lack of care.
It's the
by-
irony. Like
by
this
Trump.
guy's going to be remembered as the guy who bent down to Trump and then died for Trump, basically.
Right.
Like it's crazy that this guy's going to die for Trump.
Well,
A guy who treated him like shit.
mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Is it because he's Republican and he has to just follow through? Like anything
I don't know,
Republicans
because
do?
there are a lot of Republicans who've been outspoken about Trump.
Oh, they have. Okay.
And some who aren't in cabinet or who've retired, who have no hard political affiliation anymore, but they're Republican because they're lifetime Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you look at Colin Powell, who's pretty Republican.
Yeah, he was with Bush.
And he's incredibly outspoken about Trump. He
Mhm.
doesn't like him. He's
Mhm.
he's actually endorsing Biden. So,
Interesting.
like,
Okay.
you do see these career politicians who are actively opposing Donald Trump,
Mhm.
and so I can't say that people are doing it because they're Republican, because some Republicans don't even want Donald Trump, and some are just like they just want to have the Republican Party just stay on top, so they're like, fuck it.
We'll take whoever as
We'll-
long as we're on
you
top.
know, if it has to be Trump again, as long as we're still on top,
Right.
which is very, very, I don't know, selfish.
That's why we hated the whole two-party system in the first place, because they want
Yeah.
no matter you'll do anything you can to stay on top. Oh, it's a scam. I should answer it. I turned my phone's off. Don't look at me like that. It's vibrating. Fuck you, Joe. Whatever. I know you're still bummed, but anyway, it's really strange. I mean, I know we're having the debates right now for the vice president, and I'm kind of curious to see how that goes. Which we'll have to rewatch a bit later. But it's just weird. I don't know. I don't think we even talked about the debates when we had John and Andrew on about your thoughts when you saw Trump and him not really answering a question properly, or
I think we
Biden.
talked about that last week, though, didn't we? Briefly.
We did.
I think we might have.
I thought the debates really 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Damn, man, I am out of it raw. I need help.
Yeah, you
I need
are.
to get back into activity stuff. I need to be proactive with something that gets me to do something every day.
Masturbation.
But I do that already. That prevents me from doing stuff later on. I should switch my masturbation schedule to nights instead of mornings, because mornings I would think, oh, I pop one off, I feel good for the rest of my day. My roommates can treat me like trash as much as they want because I'm relaxed. It doesn't matter. But
That's so
It seems
weird.
like
I'm not a morning masturbator.
it's something with the light and the sun that hits my room just right. You know, you wake up, you hear that Charlie Brown music in the background,
Oh my gosh.
and you decide to rub on your own Charlie Brown. But
You call your dick Charlie Brown?
because it looks like the top of his head. I don't know.
Ugh, that's weird. You got hair on your head? You
He
got hair on
has a
your
little curl,
dick?
right? Is that it?
That's weird.
No, I don't have one.
It's just
Don't
your
scare away the
pubes,
ladies.
your pubes that come off and then sit on the tip of your
They just
dick.
wrap around my dick.
Hmm,
They're long.
interesting.
I need to shave. I haven't shaved them in a while. But what's the point? If I'm not doing anything, might as well just let them grow out. Throw
That's
it
the
out.
wrong mentality.
Pluck
man.
it.
That's
The
wrong
mob mentality or wrong?
That's the wrong
Oh,
mentality.
there's
Like,
no such thing
just-
as wrong, Joe.
If you
Just
stay
different.
if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready, Keenan.
Okay. All right.
Think about that.
Whatever.
Just because you're not having sex right now doesn't mean that tomorrow you won't. And then you'll be like, oh shit, I should have fucking trimmed.
Bullshit. I can guarantee you I know tomorrow. Hey, wait a minute. This is great. No, wait. No, I guess that wouldn't work. I was going to try and use your analogy for something that you said earlier. Fuck.
Like what?
No, I'll bring it back. I'll find a way.
You always find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird. It's a weird time.
How do you feel about these next
Yeah.
2 weeks that you're gonna be running the show?
I feel like I feel like it's something that, you know, when you read The Secret, you know, and you have
And you know
have
it's
a
bullshit?
you have a vision
Or-
board, and it's like I put microphones on my vision board.
And it's finally
and it's
happening.
just me.
You called it into
And
existence.
the universe answered my prayers. No, it'll be fine. I mean, we'll have some guests on. I mean, I was ready because I mean, you gave me a good enough head notice, but let's say I didn't know about it till like this week. I was ready to do a show by myself. Literally 2-hour rant. You're like, okay, I'm not going to be here. I'm like, oh, okay. And then just go off for like 2 hours straight.
Can you do that?
Easily. Well, today I was on, I
You
was
just smoke a cigarette and shit. Like,
like,
what's
all right.
blue? What does blue even mean?
and fuck blue. No, I was one of my stuff happens to me pretty much every day, and I kind of save it up for this show. Things I don't want to go too deep on, I'll talk to you before we even start, and then get all frustrated about that. But yeah, easily I have a good 2 to 4 hour stuff in my head, just
Damn.
ready to go about thinking and questioning. It will be mostly questioning. I wouldn't say rant.
Mhm.
I would probably say it's a half rant, half question. I question something, then I rant on that whole questioning. For instance, it would be about how much can you take to tell somebody to do something? And for that instance, not related to my roommates, but like, I know you have kids, and like, if they don't do something that you tell them to do, how many times do you tell them until you just find a new method, or
Beat the shit out of
or
them?
you beat the shit
I
out,
don't
or you
do
get
that. I
frustrated,
don't do that.
or because we used to get that. We used to
Yeah.
get smacked when we didn't do it the first time, and so I'm around certain people, not at my house, but just in my life, where you expect something to happen, and then you tell them maybe once or twice, and sometimes 3 times. I give the benefit of the doubt for certain people for like 3 times. But if it's like 4 or 5, and then you get frustrated, and then they get frustrated, you for getting frustrated. So yeah, I'd probably go on an hour for something like that, and
damn.
talk about how, like, when's the right moment to tell somebody, hey, just do this, or should people just do what they are told? Like, what what authority do you kind of have for in certain situations to tell people what to do and how to follow it, and how repetitive do you have to do? Like, I don't know. There's plenty of times where I was told, usually as a kid, from my parents, Keenan, how many times do I have to tell you this? Why can't you just do it the first time? You're not stupid. Are you stupid? Stuff like that. It would get.
God damn.
It would, and
Your
I would.
mama went in. Carlos, go ahead.
My mom and my dad, and then sometimes I would get that from coworkers. I remember where a coworker, where I was working at All Access, so fuck him, I'm gonna call him out.
Damn.
And I was new to the whole job, and I was being asked some information that I had no idea how or why I would know that information. And somebody came up to me while I was walking to go do something and asked me, "Hey, do you know this?" And I was like, "How can I know this? Why do I know this? Why should I know this? Why is he asking me?" Blah, blah. When the whole thing, I didn't have the training yet to be able. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Why are you asking me this kind of thing to this guy? Because he kind of treated me like I'm supposed to know everything, or put me down and like trying to catch me off and make sure I'm doing wrong and stuff. So I just stood there staring at him. And then he got really upset because here I am as a deer in headlights, not being able to respond to his dumbass question. And then he was just like, I don't know if he said something to me like, "What's wrong with you?" kind of thing. But I felt like he did. But I remember him getting frustrated and then walking off. And then that really upset me. I was like, what expectation am I supposed to have for you that is okay? And why don't other people have expectations for me, and vice versa? Like, I felt I was around company that was very unfair, and I had to go through things that nobody else around my inner circle had to go through. So when I get those situations, and here I go, like with my roommates or friends or other stuff, and I ask for something to be done more than once, then I go, well, wait a minute. I went through all that crap before, when people had to repeatedly get frustrated with me for not doing stuff the first time or the second time. How come these people are getting away and I'm not saying anything?
Because
you see how long that took?
because the real world isn't fair.
Yeah.
Keenan Duncan.
I know that. Tell these people that.
They don't have to. They
Why?
don't have to care.
Why?
Because they don't.
But they care that I have to care.
Yeah.
Why
that-
can't? Well,
Because that's the world. The world doesn't give a fuck.
no, that puts me down. That puts me so down. If I can't go, shut the fuck up.
You can, though.
Yeah.
You can.
But when
You just choose not to.
No, the times that I do, like I said, they would get upset at me.
Exactly, and you fight back because the world is unfair.
But when I keep fighting back, it's not a. There's no Keenan comes out on top.
It's because you're an oppressed black man.
I'm telling you.
That's just the cold hard fact.
Every time
you're a black man trying to live in a white world.
Let me put it this way for the listeners too. Anytime I go back and forth with somebody in the past, I'm getting better now, but it would get to a point where I would have to back down because it escalates too quickly, or they slap out some insult where it took too far and got me upset. Now I have to walk away because I don't want to like get into a fight or something like that. Or it's a situation where there's an authority figure and we're back and forth and they're like, I'm in a higher position and you shut up and go back and do your job kind of thing. And if I fight to the end, I either get fired or I, lose a friend or something. Like no one ever.
Look, I can't be there to protect you all the time, right? Like you're just gonna have to know what the fuck to do as an adult.
You don't have to give me an answer, Joe. I'm just telling you how I can go on for about an hour and a half to 2 hours on one topic.
Even though I like a shit ton. I can't protect you all the time, kid.
Oh my God.
I can't save you every fucking time.
The same thing happened to you, Joe, and you teared up about it on the show. You don't remember, but I remember re-listening to it a few days ago. And it was about a guy who you did all these things for, and you asked him to do one thing, and he's like, "No, I'm not going to do that for you." And then you said you even had like a breakdown, and you were like, you realized later that, people kind of are what they are, and you don't have to expect someone to return a favor for something you did for them, kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what that scenario was.
It was something that it was related to your job. It was related to your work. I don't want to go too detailed because I don't know names or anything. You didn't give out names, but it had something to do with your work.
I really can't remember what that scenario was.
And you had to go to Disneyland and get your mind off of things. This was definitely before COVID, so.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
Okay, fine. It's fine. But I'm just saying, when someone says, Keenan, you need to fight your battles or choose your battles or pick your battles, the battles I'm in, no one seems to say that to the person I'm arguing with. It's almost as if they don't know the phrase choose your battles. But I somehow always am the one who knows that. You see where I'm getting at? You see what I'm like?
Because no one's going to be like you, and people just don't. The world is just unfair.
So the people who don't know that, why don't they not know that?
Because they're raised differently.
Okay.
And sometimes white people don't give a fuck. Because I bet it's a lot of white people that do this to you. Yeah. It's okay. You don't have to tell me nothing, brother. Hey, brother, I'm with you.
Okay,
brother.
Okay.
All I know is they don't.
I'll give you an example of one example.
What they don't know, don't show.
I'll give you one example of one non-white person. Because yes, you're right. They're mostly white. But one, this black dude, I was at a event picnic, and I knew a good amount of people, but I didn't know everybody there. And when I was helping, someone asked me, "Hey, can you help me set up this tent?" And I was like, "Sure," and I went helping. We were kind of struggling because it was just two. We needed one more person. So this black guy walks by, and I go, "Hey, can you help us out putting up this tent, or holding this pole or something?" The phrase was, "Hey, can you help us with this?" And then he hesitates, and then he starts complaining as to why he's been asked to help out. And then he had to later pull me aside and go, "Hey, man, you need to say hi to me first," and something with etiquette about asking me to do something before you even say hi or something like that. And in the back of my mind, it's like, I literally was just asked without being asked, "Hey, how you doing, Keenan? Can you help us with this kind of stuff?" 5 minutes before. But here's this guy.
But they said, "Hey, how you doing, Keenan? Can you help us with this?" And you didn't do that, Keenan.
They didn't say, "Hey, Keenan."
You just said that. You said, "Hey, Keenan, how you doing?
No,
Can you help us out with this?"
No, they did not. They did not say that.
But you literally just said that.
Strike that, Joe. The point is, they didn't do. They didn't do to me what he was expecting to him. That's the point of the story.
That's
if I'm phrasing it wrong, I'm phrasing it wrong.
That's because you guys are different human beings.
Yes, but it's when if I was in that position, I go, "Hey, man, you got to say hi, how's it going?" and like shake my hand and talk to me before you can ask me to do something for you.
And what did you do? What did you tell him after he told you that? You apologized, didn't you?
No.
Then what did you say?
I said, "Okay."
And I would have been like, "I don't have to do shit, man. I was asked to help, so I asked you to help too."
Okay. Well, I don't know how to get. I don't know how to get those knowledge judges. You have to teach me that shit.
I told you I can't be there to save you all the time, Keenan.
You have to. You're my best friend. That's what best friends do. You missed out on a good 4 years of my college years.
No, you missed out.
No, you missed out.
A good 4 years of my fucking crazy ass life. That's what happened. And it was like 6.
Well, yeah, okay. I was there for a little bit longer. Right? Well,
like 8 years.
I was up in the Bay for a long time. But yes, so I will.
People are just different, Keen.
I'll make sure next time
we're all not brought up the same. We're like we can't have expectations of what other people are gonna do that we would do, because that's just not realistic. I can't expect others to behave the same way that I behave, because they weren't raised. They haven't gone through the same experience.
I'm not disagreeing. I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's just that when I'm in those moments, I'm the only one that knows that information.
Yeah, because you're just a superior being, you know.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, I'm not like, you're just different. You're a different dude. You don't necessarily. Well, I can't say that.
Oh, what? Damn, Joe.
I was gonna say you don't necessarily expect something in return, but that's
Oh,
a fucking one.
fuck you.
No, but you do a lot of shit out the kindness of your heart. Like
I do.
some people just aren't like that. They're not built like that. You know. So I mean, you can't judge others or expect something from others because you're just a different person.
I know that. It's just when I'm telling you, when I'm in those moments when I'm feeling like I'm being mistreated or treated differently, that those statements come up in my head. This guy or girl approaches me and is talking down to me and stuff like that, and I go, people are treated differently and stuff like that. But the way their mentality towards me is as if those statements don't exist. And it's like, fuck this guy, this Cianan dude, whatever. I'm gonna say whatever, and he's gonna take it. And normally I do, which sucks, but it's just the unfairness comes up in the back of my mind because I know all that stuff. And when it gets to me at some point expressing it, like as close to a "hey, fuck you" as possible, it almost like it just backfires. So they have it so strong that they're in the right, then don't know what I'm doing, or I'm not mature enough that they still. It's pretty much any moment when I get pulled off to the side to be talked down to or lectured to, which has happened in my later years, not as recent, but that's when I go, like,
what the fuck?
Yeah, like I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm describing it right, but it's just I know people are different, treated different, raised different, and there shouldn't be an expectation. I just know that when people talk to me, they expect an expectation from me. And I go, and I want to say, hey, you can't expect anything from me. But they'll always have some type of justification or rhetoric. It's like I'm talking to Trump every single time. They just believe in their own BS. And almost sometimes to the point where I believe in it. Go, oh, yeah, maybe I did do that. Blah, blah, blah. And it's not true.
Don't let the man oppress you, Cianan. Don't let him.
I'm just saying, I easily have 2 hours of BS in my head to go over, but that wasn't the idea. But I'm prepared if something like that happens. What about yourself? I mean, would you just have guests, or can you hold down a good 2 hours of
I wouldn't
bullshit on your brain?
I wouldn't do it by myself.
No, that's unfair to our audience.
I can't. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's unfair, but why do it by myself? Like, if I can have somebody come on.
That's right. Chill. You know what, Mr. Linkwazama, can you come out real quick and join us?
Huh? Nani? Got it.
We need to start have the audience get on my ass about getting guests on the show. I did find not guests that are that we both don't know at all, and we just see what happens in the room. Because I saw this link.
Well, I don't want to do it with. I mean, obviously,
like a stranger,
like
a total stranger.
We'd have to vet them because I feel like if we have a guest, they have to have like a similar vibe because.
Yeah, that's the thing. If they don't, they get. You can't expect anything, Joe, from our guests, right?
Nah.
You can't vet. You can't do what you were just telling me to do to our guests. They have to be free and open.
No, because this is our show. This is a controlled environment.
Oh, it is?
Of course.
Are you talking about because of Corona?
No.
Oh,
I'm speaking like this is our show. We control this show, so we can decide.
Our show? Am I included?
I mean, it's my show more than anything, but yeah, you're part of it. Sure. No. But I mean, this is our show. Like, we have control of what we decide to give people. Like, and yes, although we are very open about our formula. Like, I still think that anybody that we bring on has to have a similar vibe. Like, because it gets weird if a person doesn't have our vibe or doesn't get our shit.
And I start asking about, like, tits and ass and dicks and.
I'm not about to fight somebody on this show for you, Keith.
Why? Why can't you? Because
if we had a complete stranger who doesn't have like, who's like. Because we don't know
if they
what
walk
if a person's
out.
confrontational.
That's great content.
Well,
right?
yeah, that's cool too. But I'm not. But
they walk out.
Well, what if it gets to a situation where we gotta throw bows?
Oh, well,
yeah.
I mean, Can't bring people like that on the show.
How are you gonna know if it's nobody? If someone we don't know,
We can stereotype them. If they're darker skinned than me, no, I'm just kidding.
Ooh, damn.
Listen, Joe, my friend, the white race.
Damn, dog.
QAnon, vote for Trump.
Wow. Keenan's
comes
thoughts, thoughts
I start
and
my own
views
vote.
do not represent this podcast. As a matter of fact, as of right now,
Oh,
Keenan
fuck
is
you.
no longer part of this podcast.
I want to try this
You'd have to pay that.
for this piece of shit.
What? This motherfucker was expensive.
Yeah, you went to the wrong person. I could have made that for $20.
Psych. I said, you're right.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, human expectation is... Human pride is fragile.
Hmm.
Because a lot of times people are just prideful, and that's why they're like... that's why they're standoffish,
Mm.
you know? Confrontational. Because it's pride. It's pride.
All right. So, how long do you wait to become confrontational, or do you become confrontational like right off the bat? You want something, you know you're gonna have to go through some uncomfortable talk with the person, but you still got to ask for what you need for. Do you give it some time? Do you go right away? Do you go like what do you do?
I think my approach... I don't know. I think my approach about things is a bit different.
Mm.
Like, maybe it is my pride that I feel that that what I ask for or what I do is usually tried and true. Like, I don't know. Like, give me a scenario where I'd have to be confrontational.
Say for instance, like a client of yours, and they want something done, but you know you can't do it, but they're demanding that you do it because they're paying you.
I will not allow that to happen. I will not allow a client to tell me.
So how do you not allow it?
I tell them no. I tell them I'm as realistic as possible. You're trying to get you're trying to get this, and it's not realistic. You're trying to do this, and it's endangering the safety of my employees.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're trying to get me to do something that's gonna overextend my employees or put them in a dangerous situation, I'm gonna say no.
If it does that, but what if it doesn't, and it was done before by another company, but you know you just can't do it?
And I give them the bill. Say, hey, okay, you want us to do this? It's gonna cost you this much more. And
But
80% of the time, they're like, oh, okay, never mind. Let's not do that.
The idea is that you don't want to do it or you can't do it. Not that
Nothing is impossible.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm trying to give you a scenario,
Yeah,
fucker.
I know.
Like there's,
And I'm telling you.
Oh, fuck
what I
you.
do.
Whatever.
Go ahead, continue. Like
Point is-
you're saying it's not impossible.
The point is,
and if it's not putting anybody in danger,
yes,
then money is gonna talk.
The idea of the hypothetical is that you know you can't do it, but the client is trying to make you to do it. It's the idea is to come with something that you have to now have.
We don't
confrontation.
have to. That's the thing, though. We don't have to do it.
I
know you're trying. I know you're trying to have me.
You asked me for a hypothetical,
Yeah.
so I'm giving you one, but you're dismissing the hypothetical. The idea is that the client wants you to do something, but you don't want to do it. Just you, Joe.
Correct.
I'm not going to do it. And the result means you have to have a confrontation with this guy. So the question is, what do you do to not have the confrontation when this guy is, when your client is like a bossiness, you're my bitch because I pay you money.
No,
and there's
I
a
will
scenario-
never be anybody's bitch. See, that's the thing I'm trying to tell you. If it's a scenario where somebody's going to treat me demeaning or treat me below of who I think I am,
Right.
I will not allow that.
So
So if the dude wants to throw bows because he thinks he's superior to me,
Yeah.
I'm going to throw bows with the dude.
well, not throw bows, but I mean, like, there's nobody you've interacted with that like yelled at you for
Ever.
something?
I do not allow it.
Okay.
I do not allow somebody to yell at me, to be demeaning.
And then
towards
when
me.
somebody, so So okay, so there can't be a possibility of like what happens after somebody yells at you because nobody yells at you.
Nobody has ever yelled at me in a professional situation. No one has
Well,
ever yelled at me.
we have to broaden this up because we have to get to something where that has happened to you. So we have to. So instead of professionally, we have to broaden the spectrum and say anybody that you've interacted with besides your parents, let's say over the age of 25. That has yelled at you for something.
We fought.
And so when they yelled, you fought. That was the result.
No, if they get in my face, like
yeah. Well, they're not in your face, but they're.
But if they're being disrespectful,
yeah.
Of course, we're gonna fight. We fought. I fought before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've absolutely done it.
Okay. So
because of me, the person that I am, I'm not gonna allow a person to disrespect me.
So the moment they raise their voice,
blatantly disrespecting me, I do not allow that.
Okay.
I will fight.
All right.
I'll fight somebody. It's happened before.
So now, isn't disrespectful like a perspective on the person? Like maybe the person is not being disrespectful, but you think it is.
No, I understand where a person can draw a line of respect or not.
Okay.
Like if a person's being disrespectful to me, they know they're being disrespectful.
Right. And you won't let it.
I'm not a stupid person.
Okay.
You know, I'm not stupid enough for a person to passive aggressively be demeaning to me or disrespectful to me. No.
Right.
I'm a very smart person.
Now, okay.
So I'm not gonna think that somebody's being
Yeah.
disrespectful to me and they're not. Like no.
So no, okay. And no women have ever yelled at you for anything?
Of course. But I'm
Well,
not
there's
about
a
to fight a woman.
Oh, here we go.
I'm
I know. So now here's a scenario. You're getting yelled at. It's not a boss. It's not a coworker. It's not some dude or whatever in a club. It's a female yelling at you. You said your reaction to anybody who yells at you is you're going to fight. So now...
No, if it's a female, it's a different story. I'm not about to fight a female.
Okay, so now it's a female. She's yelling at you. You obviously don't want to fight her. So what do you do?
I would walk away. That's an avoidable situation for me.
So that's...
If a female's being disrespectful to me, I'd be like, yeah, you're fucking tripping.
But see, this now when I hear
what is
this,
she gonna put hands on me? Like,
well, we're not gonna go to that scenario just yet. We're just gonna stick to the yelling part. But if your justification, not justification, if your standardized method, because we're adding in variables. I was trying to get something more generic because before even hearing about the female part, it sounded
every confrontation is avoidable. So if a person's being blatantly disrespectful to me, and it's a scenario where I can walk away, because you're making it seem like I can't walk away, that I have to be part of this confrontation.
That would be one answer.
Oh, then I would walk away if somebody's blatantly being disrespectful to me. And I'd be like, yo, you're tripping. Like, you're being incredibly disrespectful, so I'm going to walk away from this scenario. That's my answer.
Okay, that's what I was looking for.
But see, the way that you perceived it is like you have to be part of this confrontation.
No, you just have to have a confrontation, and I just want to know what you're going to do.
Oh, then I'd walk away. I tell the person they're tripping, that they're being disrespectful, and I walk away.
And this goes for dudes, too,
yeah,
or coworkers
absolutely.
or bosses or anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if it's in a professional setting, I check a person.
Like a client.
I will check a person for sure.
So you'll hit a client?
No, I will check them.
Oh, sorry, I don't know the street lingo you're using. You know, me and
I assert my position of who I am.
Okay.
In a professional environment, I assert my position and say, "Yo, I will not allow you to talk to me."
Okay.
Like, you better check yourself if you want to continue to work with me, or we don't have to have this relationship.
And then that guy goes like, fuck you. I can say what I want. I'm talk, and he goes off off verbally. Oh, and then you just bounce.
Peace.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
Fuck you.
Okay. Yeah, it's a valid answer.
Yeah.
All right.
I just don't I don't allow anyone to demean me as a human being.
Okay.
I will not allow that in any scenario. Like, if a person wants to be disrespectful, I'll check them. And if I can avoid a direct physical confrontation, I'll do that.
Right.
But I will make sure that they understand that I'm not that guy.
Okay.
And I can name. I mean, there are a lot of scenarios where I've had to assert my position, like many scenarios.
In a professional setting.
Yes, when somebody's being passive aggressive or being disrespectful, they don't necessarily have to yell at me to be disrespectful.
Okay.
But I've been disrespected, and I've been in scenarios where people have been passive aggressive with me, and I immediately address that because I'm not that dude. Like I did a show for Tesla in the Bay once.
Was this Elon Musk? Is that why you hate him?
No, it wasn't Elon
Okay.
Musk. But I did a show for Tesla at their facility in San Jose.
Okay.
Maybe like 3 or 4 years ago. I showed up because I was there to remove the event. I was there to take it out, to strike it, as we say in the industry. So I was there to strike the event. I hadn't been part of the installation. I was like they needed somebody to go do it, and they needed somebody that had authority and could make sure to manage the whole loadout. So they were like, yo, we're kind of swamped on this end. If you're not busy and you could help us, can you go do this? And I'm like, shit, yeah, I can do that.
Right.
Like, it's nothing to me. So I went to this event. There's like, okay, you're going to talk to such and such. He's the guy that's show running. Just talk to him and he'll get you everything you need, let you know what the expectation is, and then you guys just go from there. I'm like, cool, no problem. Because that guy he's the representative of the company that hired us. So I'm like, cool, no problem. I go and do it. I pull up, me, I don't know anything about the site. I don't know where everything is, anything, but I know what I can do. So I approached the guy who I was told is in charge and will guide me, will let me know what the expectation is. I approach him. He doesn't know who I am. And he's like, he's doing something. And I approach him. I'm like, I greet him, and I'm like, I don't tell him who I am yet. I just greet him, and I'm like, I was like, hey man, I was told to come to you. I'm with Accurate Staging. I was told to come to you, and then you would kind of let me know where everything is, and give me what I need. And the dude is like, I don't know you. He's like, who are you? Like, I don't know. You got to go talk to somebody else. I'm too busy to talk to you.
Okay.
And I'm like, what?
Right.
Immediately, like, the dude doesn't know who I am, but he's coming at me like,
right. I've seen that many
with
times.
this attitude.
Yeah.
I'm like, excuse me?
Okay.
He's like, yeah, man. He's like, look, man, I'm really busy. I got a lot of things that I have to do.
Okay.
So I don't know who you have to talk to. And I was like, I have to talk to you. I was told to speak to you.
Right.
He's like, I don't know who you are, man. Like, I got a lot of stuff. Why don't you just go find some stuff to find what you need?
Right.
And I'm like,
Perfect
listen, man.
scenario. Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, man.
Yeah.
I'm Joe Castellanos. And immediately the dude's like, oh, I'm like, yeah, I was told to come here. I'm here to assist you to help you get this thing out. I was like, you know who I am, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I know I know who you are. I'm like, don't talk to me like that, dude. I'm here to take care of this situation for you. So what do you want to do? Are you going to give me what I need, or do I have to speak to your boss?
Yeah.
Because I can go over your head if you want me to. And he's like, no, man. Like, no, I'll help you. I'll do whatever. Yeah. So, hey, such and such, come. This is Joe. He's with Accurate. Immediately, his demeanor changed because for whatever reason he saw me.
Yeah.
Whatever his interpretation of me physically, his immediate reaction to who I look like, he thought he could speak to me in a certain way, and I'm like, nah, dude, I'm not that dude. You can try to talk to anybody else, but that's not me.
I wonder what would happen if that name
immediately,
and
like, his demeanor changed.
Yeah.
Like he was like, like his position of power shriveled.
Yeah.
Because he knew who the fuck I was. Like,
I kind of wonder how it would go if you were just Joe as a
just a worker.
Like a lower level worker. Somebody who people would actually normally treat. Because I've been on construction sites before. Working with people just like you're talking about, even within my own team, and would have that same demeanor. Like what you described, I can easily vision it. I've seen it way too many times. But the people that they're talking to aren't in the same position as you were. So I'm kind of curious how that would still go down as Joe, when you aren't able to do you know who I am?
I think it'd be
different.
It'd be a different. I don't think I don't think my reaction would be any different.
Okay. Okay.
I think I would still react the same way, even if I am like a lower level employee. I was still there to sent
Right.
by a
Somebody else to
specific
have-
person to do a job,
Okay.
and that's what I'm there to do.
Okay.
So I don't care if this dude doesn't know me.
Right.
Like if he even if he didn't know me, like I would have been like I was sent here by my boss, who works for your boss.
Right.
So would you like me to call my boss so he speaks to your boss and your boss tells you what you're supposed to do? Because we can go that route.
Okay.
Like I'm if they want me to be bureaucratic about the situation, I can absolutely be bureaucratic. But in that scenario, because I knew who this guy was and I knew that he wasn't like the shit that he perceived himself to be.
Right.
Like I knew I could pull that card and be like, I'm Joe Castellanos.
Oh, okay.
And as soon as like he heard that name, he was
then
like,
changed.
oh
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Because he knows like I was in a lot of the emails that they would go back and forth, and he was like a lower level dude.
Okay.
And he sees my header when I'm responding at emails and shit, and he knows that I'm the operations manager and I do this, this, and that. I'm the salesman. Like I'm in my company. I'm in a bigger position than he is.
Okay.
Like this is just a regular producer, dude.
Yeah.
Like he's nothing. So the fact that like I was able to kind of like put him in his place.
Right. That's what you're talking about when you're saying you check the person.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly how you check
Right.
them. You just all right, authority, fine. Or and if you're like a lower level person,
Right.
you go bureaucratic with them and say, all right, well, let me talk to my boss so he can talk to your boss and your boss can talk to you if that's the way you want to run
Right.
it.
But you still address.
But I
to
don't
the-
let myself
so-
be disrespected.
Gotcha.
And even I've been in scenarios where like some of my guys, some of my workers are disrespected by a
On the
another
site.
professional.
Yeah.
on the
I've seen
site.
it all the time.
And I'm the dude that's like, yo, you're not gonna talk to my guys like that.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
are my guys.
Yeah.
You're gonna treat them with the same respect you treat me. And if you can't do that, then we're gonna have a problem. And we could take it higher.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's always in a professional manner.
right, because you can't. Because if you throw bows and fight.
Yeah, I'm not.
Then
about
you're gonna
to
get
fight.
fired.
I'm not about to fight for the job. Like,
Right,
no,
right.
It's unnecessary.
Okay.
Like, and they're not gonna risk their job by fighting me. And if they do, then we could throw bows. Like, I did.
Oh,
I did,
something happened in
I
the
did
past.
Flogna. I did Flogna last year. Flogna is the Tyler the Creator. It's his festival.
Okay.
So I did Flogna with one of my clients last year.
Got some
So
hoodies up in there.
yeah, there was some hood ass kids. So this was the scenario with that.
Yeah.
And I think I got a little more clout because of this situation with my client. So I did Flogna last year, and when we were getting ready to take the thing out, I didn't have to be there to remove it, but at the end of the festival, you break everything down. And I went to the festival for shits and gigs. I went to have fun. I went to go watch the show.
Yeah.
But I saw my client; he was there working. In the capacity that he had, so I was like, I'm already here. I'm gonna stick around, see if he needs help.
Okay.
Like I'm he's my client, so if he needs help, I'll help him a little bit, hang around for a little bit, and then I'll leave. I'm there. The show's getting out. The show's done. I don't know if you heard about this one. It's the one where Drake had headlined and then everybody booed him and then the show got canceled.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's Flogna. So
Yeah.
so the show gets cut like halfway through his set because people started booing him. It wasn't a lot of people, but because of those small groups, they were like, fuck it, everybody's out of here. So there's some unruly guests because they're like, yo, we came here for a show and now you guys are kicking us out.
Right.
So the installation that we did with my client, it's like a lounge area. So you got a bunch of kids that are like 18, 19, 20, early 20s. They're there fucking chilling, and it's this lounge, and basically you're supposed to leave already. And security's telling all these kids that are in this lounge, like, yo, you gotta go. It's over. It's done. And then these kids start getting up. They start like taking like pillows, like little fucking seats and shit, and they're running away with it. And my client's running around like, no, please, no, this is our stuff, please. And he's like telling security, please do something. They're like, we're not getting paid for this. Like,
wow.
Yeah, security was shit. And I'm seeing him and his workers like struggle like trying to catch kids. And so I'm like, fuck yeah, I gotta help this dude. This is my client. Like, I know he's here. He knows I'm here. And again, he doesn't have an expectation that I'm gonna help him. Like, he just he saw me and he's looking desperate, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm gonna help you. So I start chasing kids down. I start snatching shit from them, like, yo, and there's this kid. Well, there's like these 5 kids, and I could call them kids, but they're probably like 19, 20.
Okay.
That are grabbing shit on, and I approach them, and I'm like, yo, y'all got to give this shit back right now.
Yeah.
And so I start snatching the shit from them. And they're like, what the fuck? And one of his assistants, one of my client's assistants, is trying to take the thing, take one of the things back, which was like a big ass flower, like like a paper mache flower. And she's trying to take it back, and the dude's like, fuck you, bitch, I ain't giving you shit. And I'm like, what you say to her?
Yeah.
And like he's like, I fucking told that bitch that I ain't giving her shit. And I'm like, I get right in between her. I get right in between her and the dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bruh, you're gonna give that shit back. And if you have a fucking problem, we can go right now.
Yeah.
And my client, he's like, oh, Joe,
I know, right.
And I'm like, we go right now, dog. Let's go.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I yoke up and I'm like, what's up? And he's got his like 4 little friends with him, and he's looking around like, I was like, let's go. I'll go with all y'all. Let's go right now.
Yeah.
You think you could talk to a lady like that? We're gonna have a fucking problem.
Yeah.
So let's fucking go right now.
Yeah.
And you can see the madness in my eyes. And he was like. He's like, nah, fuck that bitch and fuck you. I'm like, let's fucking go then.
Yeah.
And then my client's like, no, man. He's like, he grabs me. He's like, nah, Joe, no, man. He's like, it's cool. He's like, and then the Fox is like, all right. And he's like, man, fuck this. And then just like, they fucking drop the shit and then they dip.
Damn.
And I was like, yeah.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, you don't want this. And then they left.
And security just watched it go down.
Yeah. And then finally the security supervisor comes. And she's like, what's going on? And he's like, I've been fucking telling your security guards to fucking help me. And then the audacity of this supervisor's like, oh, well, this isn't their section. And my client's like, I fucking paid for security, and I have my vendor here protecting me.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck is going on here?
Right.
He's all mad and shit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, my vendor's
And now you're like,
here.
chill.
I was like, dude. I was like, and she's like, well, those securities are meant for that area. He's like, they're fucking in front of my installation. They can at least fucking help.
Yeah.
And she's like, we'll get you some security, no problem. And,
That's
and I just stayed there with my client. He was like, Joe, man.
Just stay here.
He's like, you have no idea what you just did, man.
Yeah.
He's like, I thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that. And I was like, bruh, like, you're my client.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to fucking help you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not here working, but I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm here for you, dude.
That's good.
Like, I'm not. This isn't an hourly thing for me. This is an everyday thing.
Question for you though.
Yeah.
Let's just say it got real and there was a fight. I'll just say you were critically injured. You didn't die, but you were like in the hospital, broken, everything. Would that rechange your method of how you protect people? Because you have 2 kids and you wouldn't want to die over some sort of fight at a concert, you know.
I don't think I would have changed my reaction.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
No, because this dude, like, I feel like if I wouldn't have stepped in, he would have been incredibly disrespectful.
Right.
And he probably would have hit her.
Or put some hands on
he
her.
probably
He
he probably would have put hands on her because he already felt brave because he had 4 of his friends with him.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like him talking to her just out, but lashing out at her, who she has the right to be like, yo, this is private property.
Exactly.
This isn't yours.
Yeah.
You can't take it. She's in the right to do that.
Yeah.
So the fact that this kid was like, fuck you, bitch, and was like getting close to her.
Yeah.
That's why I stepped in between them because I saw him like, fuck you.
Because that could be your daughter one day.
Yeah, and I was like, nah, bro, you don't talk to females like this. Hell no.
Does that ever get into your mind though? Like, oh, you know, something might happen to me and like I won't be able to see my son's 10th birthday or something like that.
Well,
like,
it's not like I get in those scenarios like all the time. I don't get into those types of scenarios. So it's not like it's in the back of my mind every time I confront a person because
I thought all fathers had that.
No, because I don't confront people all the time. Like I'm not part of like these aggressive confrontations all the time. They're few and far between, but when they are, I just act on impulse because I don't know. I feel like I'm a protector.
Yeah.
You know, so I just feel like I have to.
Would you protect me?
I've protected you my whole life, Cianan.
Really? Is that why I've never gotten into a fight? Because you stopped them before they come to me?
If you've been around me, you've been protected. I've never allowed anybody like
Damn.
you know.
Actually, I want to say there was one moment where I was surrounded by people I think I would question, and you told them, "Hey, he's cool." I forgot when that was. It's in my memory, like a solid memory of like we walked into somebody's house, and you had to say to everybody that he's cool. I remember like hearing that. Like I don't remember the exact details of everything, but I remember a moment like that happening in our lives, and it was like going to some like house party, or something like that.
Oh, probably.
And like, yeah,
You're my dog. I never let anything happen to you.
Oh, dog.
Shut up, stupid. The only one who could disrespect you is me. Cuz. Nah, but I don't know. Like instinctively, I just gravitate towards like protecting a person or
Yeah,
making
we
sure
had that talk because
are...
you did that for that dude who's tagging on your building, and I was like, and you like approached him, or you didn't approach him, but you're like, hey, what are you doing?
Like,
and my mind's like, oh shit, like the paranoid white dude I am.
No,
like,
just let him be.
He could have a gun or something or a knife. And,
nah, I was like, hey, dude, what the fuck? Are you doing? Get the fuck out of here.
So I need to take some like Taibo classes or something.
You don't need to take Taibo class. I never took a Taibo class.
Yeah, but you have like it's in your blood somehow. It's like something how you grew up or raised. I mean, my parents put me in a corner or something like that. I never really had to fight for anything. I don't know. You know what I said on the rooftop.
Sure,
like I avoid confrontation.
Yeah.
Well, I think I did hit a bag with Philly once, and he said I had some strength, but I knew it didn't phase him.
That's
So
crazy
that
to
made
me.
like,
That's crazy to me that you've never been in physical altercation.
God, I don't know. I think the last one I can remember, which was a ridiculously long time ago, my brother hit me in the stomach, and he didn't even.
Oh, but that's your sibling.
I know, and I know he didn't hit me hard. I know he bought. We were in a serious fight. We had to. That's how we got separated. He actually balled up a fist and like really gut punched me, but I know it wasn't a full on gut punch because it hurt really bad. But it didn't. I knew he pulled back once he hit skin, so. Even at that moment, I was like, man, I don't know if I could take a real.
So he didn't even use his full power on you.
It wasn't.
What? This isn't even his full power? You buckled over?
And by all means, it doesn't mean that whoever's listening tries to come at me or pretends that somebody come at me, because I think I would have the crazy fight mode. I think if exactly if it felt real to me, I would pick up whatever object I can find around me and just swing it as hard as I can.
Don't worry, if you're around me, I won't let that happen. I won't let it get to that, Keenan.
You'll
Don't
see
worry.
me grab whatever, and I'm just like grabbing your tits and like,
Be like, chill, Keenan. We're good, man. He's good. All right. Whatever
Yeah.
happens, you just don't touch him.
Don't touch him.
You want to square off, we square off. But he's protected.
And then they go, bring out Big Sue. And then Big Sue comes out. And like, Keenan, you're on your own. Like, fuck. And it's really just some tiny lady.
And then you guys fall
Kicks
in
my
love.
ass. Oh, we fall in love.
She kicks your ass, but she
but I
falls in
fall in
love.
love.
Then she picks you up in her arms. And y'all walk off
And
into
I'm,
the
like,
sunset.
and I kiss her on the side.
You're like, how can you be so brutal, yet so tender?
I fell down the stairs, Joe. I swear.
That'd be funny.
yeah.
So confrontations.
Yeah. We spent a good
I'm a protector.
40 minutes of conversation.
I'm a protector, and I just feel that if anybody would try to disrespect me or demean me, it's not in my nature to like just be like,
just be like Keenan watching that dog get hit in the street.
No, but I think I don't know why people find you so vulnerable or like that they could take advantage of you.
It's some sort of bullseye on my forehead. Because it would happen to strangers too. Like, I don't know the person. Person doesn't know me, but still puts me down. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I can't.
And it's because I'm so passive. I've gone through. I think it's because what's grained in my head, my mentality, is more hardcore than what we just said now about people grow up different, raised different. They can't expect stuff. They can't be judgmental and all that stuff to an extreme is like in my head. So that all comes up before an even confrontation happens. So I'm like, oh, well, this person does know better. They're probably raised wrong, blah, 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 so on and so forth. and it's like there's no need to fight. Why fight? Make love, not war. Like all that stuff goes in, and then even things like, well, do you want this to be your last moment? Do you really want to die right now? What all that stuff
That really goes through your
goes
head.
through my head. It's like, well, maybe I don't need to fight the person because, you know, is it life
been that
worth
serious before?
Well,
To where you felt like your life was threatened if you talked back to somebody?
it hasn't gotten to that, but
When that bum asked you for your last dollar, was
it looked like he was reaching for something. I don't know, man. I swear. But yeah, a lot of that stuff goes through my brain, and if I'm supposed to believe in it, then I have to practice what I preach. So I would try to not be confrontational, and try not to get in a fight because that's what I preach all the time, or at least what people preach to me, and I just take it. Part of me did feel like trying to do at least some type of boxing or Muay Thai or something like that. Something exotic would be nice, so I can use my thick ass legs. So I can use these to an advantage.
And that big ass dick of
I
yours.
know they're long. You know, my dick isn't that long. All right, I want to make an announcement. It's gonna be as embarrassing as it may sound. It's not, because I just heard from another spot some ladies talking, and they were talking about going on a date and finding out that this guy had a micro penis, and then just saying, all right, bye-bye, I'm out.
You don't have a micro penis.
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, so I have no shame now telling my dick size because I don't have a micro penis. But they were like, this guy's was the size of a thumb and all that stuff. And I was like, damn, and you dipped out on him? And I was like, damn, he probably has been told, you know, size doesn't matter. It's all about the motion, ocean, some bullshit his whole life. And then here's this lady just saying, oh, bye-bye. It's too small for me. So I measured it. I know the whole length of like your finger when you make it like a gun, that's the actual size of it. So my hands aren't that big, but when I took a measuring, it was just over 5 inches. Now 5 inches, people will be like, oh, that's too small or some bullshit like that. But take something 5 inches long and shove it down your throat and tell me if that's too long.
So some, women would think that's too big.
Or not too big, not long enough.
That's probably like 4.
Well, that has girth. The soda can, this is too thick. Oh, you mean the length of this?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too upset about this. My dick's a little bit longer than this can, but but yeah.
But you have
Just
massive balls.
Just over 5 inches. Balls are average size. What's an average size? I would say they are just smaller than golf balls. So go down to size smaller than a golf ball and get 2 golf balls there. But that's when it's during the heat.
How about like
when it's cold and it shrivels
how
up?
How about like a paddle ball?
Oh yeah. Well, okay, smaller than a paddle ball.
Smaller than a paddle
ping pong ball, like a ping pong ball. Those are kind of big, like the actual
kind of big.
nutsack.
So they're just smaller than that.
Just smaller than that.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Hey, I work what I can work with.
Hey man.
And it's thick. It's like a
You have
quarter.
plenty.
It's like over a quarter size
a
thickness.
quarter?
Well, not. Oh, it's so like it can fit. It can fit through a silver dollar. Let's just say that.
A silver dollar?
Yeah, silver dollar is like this big.
No, it isn't. Ken.
Yes,
It's
they
not
are.
that big. A silver dollar?
Yeah. That's my dick size right there. The way you're holding it, right there. Don't make it smaller. Like a dick.
Hold this. Hold this.
Why this?
Hold it.
This is your dick?
No. I'm saying.
Oh.
Is it about that?
Oh, like this.
In thick, like no. Hold it on its side. Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Does that feel
Yeah.
familiar?
No, like that.
Hmm.
No. And then 5 inches long, so But
Yeah.
so it's. I would say.
Ladies.
I'm just.
You would find that decent. Right?
I think I'm within. I think I'm barely within the Goldilocks zone.
The Goldilocks zone is a good place to be in.
Yes. It's not. You're not.
That's
stretching
weird
it
that
down.
we're saying Goldilocks zone because that is a little girl, but
Oh fuck.
it's just right.
Um,
I would say the 3 bears. It's within the 3 bears.
but then that's bestiality.
Yeah, but it's better than saying Goldilocks.
Okay, we don't want to be pedophiles.
It's just right. I definitely don't want to be a
No.
pedophile.
No.
Not even.
But
within-
don't you think that would drive a dude to be a pedophile if all these girls keep seeing this dude's small dick?
Nah,
Just
there's
like-
no excuse. I will
No,
not.
not to justify pedophilia, but I'm just saying like what triggers it.
I don't know, and I don't care. Like
Oh, fuck.
pedophilia.
You have to
is
care so you
excusable.
can get rid of it, Joe. By just being passive and saying you don't care means that, well, you don't care that Hitler did stuff.
I don't care. I don't care what their excuse is or how they came to be.
But that's for a lot of stuff. What about like murderers and thieves and people who do bad things? Don't you want to know how they got to it so you can stop it?
Murderers. I think murderers and pedophiles are the ones that, like, there is no excuse
Okay.
for me. Like,
Okay.
I don't care what your excuse is.
You don't
for
know
being-
how are we like it could be some outside source and
Because people are trying to say that some people are trying to normalize the argument that pedophilia is a mental disease.
I don't know about that.
But
I'm just
no, that's fucking ridiculous to think that pedophilia is a mental disease. Like, what?
yeah, I don't
Are you telling me people don't have the self-control not to look up child pornography? Not to fucking
Murder
rape
somebody?
children? No, I'm not talking about murder. I'm talking about raping children. Like,
well, I mean, don't you want to expand this methodology not to just one category?
no, because I'm being specific right now. That people are trying to normalize that.
Okay.
The idea that pedophilia could be a mental illness.
So how do you stop it if you don't make an attempt to find out where it comes
all the
from?
pedophiles.
Oh my god.
Kill them.
Okay.
There's no excuse, man.
The only reason
I have kids, and if I ever found out of anyone ever looking at my children like in an indecent way, like I would beat the shit out of them. If they actually tried to do something, I'd kill them.
Right. So my
I guess maybe that's the only time murder is excusable.
what the fuck?
Killing
Oh
a pedophile.
No, my god, no.
I don't care. I'll be extreme about
It's still
that.
murder?
I don't give a
That
fuck.
goes
I'll
against
kill
your
a-
ruling.
That's what I said. That you're exempt
Oh,
if you kill a
you're making
pedophile.
extensions. Well,
An active pedophile that has actively touched children and,
oh
and
yeah,
raped them,
okay, yeah.
I'd kill
Yeah.
that motherfucker.
Well, just any pedophile. Why does it have to be specific to an active one? Like, are there non-active pedophiles?
I would put one who
Are there
a
different
pedophile
categories?
a pedophile who
Who touches
who
kids?
no.
Oh.
Here, let me finish my statement. Okay, a pedophile who watches child porn
Okay.
and takes pictures of children
Okay.
who are unaware that they're being taken pictures of.
Or aware, doesn't matter.
No.
Oh.
No, let me finish.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Who are unaware of that they're being taken. Like if a pedophile goes to the park and
Okay.
takes pictures
Right.
of kids,
Right.
or if they watch child pornography or collect child, those you can lock up forever.
Oh, okay.
Lock them
I see where
up.
you're going with this. Okay.
But one who decides to go a step further and actually touch them,
or makes the actual porn for people to watch.
they gotta
Right.
die.
Right.
They gotta get killed.
Okay. Okay. So
There's no excuse for that.
okay. I said okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Now
What the fuck?
that leads me to a thought that I had when I don't know why I was thinking about Hitler, but it must have been some World War II shit I was watching. But the thing was that these bad people, and I'm including pedophiles in it, they all were not thinking or doing what they do at 5 years old, at 10 years old, at 1 years old, or maybe even at 15 years old. Like they all were us. And you're definitely gonna hate me saying this, but I'm gonna take you punching me in the stomach for saying it. I'm gonna try. I'm probably gonna cry and cuddle in the fetal position. But if based on that statement that all these bad people were once us and 5, 6, 10, didn't think of it at all, what about like if I ever have kids or your kids? What if they turn out to be pedophile? Then what do you do?
Gotta take him out,
Oh my God.
dude.
Yeah?
What's the
I don't know. Maybe you want to
In
be like,
what-
hey, why did this happen? Maybe you want to find out first.
If they've touched another child,
Yeah.
I can't.
Wouldn't you question how did this happen?
I can't. Like I can't even fathom being forgiving about that because that's a
well,
child.
not forgiving, not
or
even
trying to
justify-
rationalize or excuse them for doing
not
it.
even
No.
a rationalization excuse, just a possibility of prevention. That's all. Or
the prevention is telling your children don't fucking become
Well,
pedophiles.
yeah,
like
there's-
that should be prevention enough.
what if it's not? What
then,
if telling somebody, "Hey, don't murder that," that doesn't make them that's no way that can help them not become a
we're
murderer.
talking about pedophiles, though, right?
I know, but I need to give other examples too, like just to
Well,
justify the reasoning.
there
I just
are
Well,
scenarios.
what I'm saying, okay, here's what I'm saying. Just telling somebody not to do something, I don't think actually helps them to not do it later in life.
No, you're right.
That's
You're
what I
right.
meant. That's what I meant to say.
You're right.
Yeah.
But if a person um has even the slightest understanding about
Mhm.
society
Mhm.
or the norms,
Okay.
um, they would understand that
It's not. It's bad.
pedophilia is bad,
Okay.
incredibly bad.
Now, aren't there people out there who do know the norms of society and know that things are bad, including pedophilia, but wind up doing it anyway?
Yeah, that's why you kill them.
Okay.
I kill a pedophile. I don't
Okay.
give a fuck.
Okay.
A pedophile who touches or rapes or does anything
Yeah.
to a child,
Your justification
more than happy
is
to
no
kill them.
argument. There's no argument there in the justification. I just wanted to bring it back post whatever happens to like stop it from happening. Like I would think that we at least lead a few people out there that is like that would question, hey, why are all these people doing all this stuff? Shouldn't we have to find a way to stop it? Well, the only way to find out how to stop it is to find out something, right? Something.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, just I do not disagree with the killing part, but just killing your solution does not prevent more from coming out.
It doesn't, but that also kind of
You'll constantly have more and more and more. You won't stop it. You just keep killing them.
all of them. Kill all those motherfuckers.
Okay. Oh God.
I'm
It's
just
bad. I know it's bad.
Yeah.
I am not justifying it. I'm just saying.
Another who potentially, well, not who potentially, but does deserve
To be killed?
killed or maybe not killed, but maybe maimed.
Okay.
Would be rapists.
Like the old school days.
rapists,
Like we did
would be
with
lovely.
witches.
Lovely to maim rapists. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to kill them, but make them eunuchs.
Okay.
Let them try that again.
Well, they
They
can't
won't.
try it again.
Exactly. Problem solved.
Yeah. Now,
No,
we are
they
talking
can.
about-
They could still rape. They could try to
I guess so.
Maybe you cut off their dick and
do
their
we
hands.
do we add the stipulation of legitimizing it, like a legit rapist, not just someone
I mean,
who
that's
said they
kind
got
of
raped?
extreme, obviously.
Right.
And
You have
I
to
guess,
you have to make sure that they are legit.
yeah,
rapists.
and I guess, like, you know, if we do live in a functioning society, there has to be
You have to find a way. Oh, maybe there. Okay, let's say in this scenario there is
it's
a way.
extreme that I'm
Yeah.
saying that these people need to die.
But let's-
I feel that they should, like rapists and pedophiles.
Right.
I believe they.
But if somebody calls out you a rapist and you know you never touched them, then you get your dick
Oh
cut
well, yeah,
off,
yeah.
and it's like
But
you have to obviously make sure that they're legitimate. This person
there
did
have
it.
to be checks and balances.
Yeah. Okay.
obviously. So
Okay.
I think
Because we're not saying
rapists-
it's not good. We're just saying we got to make sure that that person who we know officially is one.
Well, yes. Okay.
needs to get his dick cut
so
off.
now you're saying, like, if a person is accused of rape. No, we're talking about rapists that
That
are
we-
rapists.
yes,
we
yes,
know they're
they're
rapists.
full- yes.
There's no scenario because yes, you want to vet and make sure that the person is a rapist
Mhm.
because we're not talking about what if a person is falsely accused of rape and then they
Yeah.
happen to die. Like, that's a different thing.
Because people
happen
would
to get killed.
people would hear, oh, we got to chop their dicks off, and then somebody go, wait a minute, you just
no, but we're
yeah.
talking about rapists
Like
who are
legit,
rapists.
yeah.
We know they're rapists. They
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
We know they're pedophiles. They did it.
What
they
about-
touched the child?
do. Oh no, we got that covers under murder, pedophile, rapist. Anything else you can think of? Who needs to be hacked and cut up or punished?
I think it just rapists and pedophiles are there. Pretty.
That's the hierarchy.
Yeah.
You don't think there's more bad stuff we do that
There's
deserves
plenty.
to get killed for?
Not necessarily.
Or is that
No.
is that the worst we can actually do? Rape, murder, pedophilia. Those are. I mean, I'm trying to think if there's anything that would
Well,
come close
I'm
to
kind
that
of
stuff.
I'm kind of like putting murder in a gray area
because there's different because there's
because
war.
Say you're being raped, and then you kill the dude that's raping you.
Exactly.
He's raping
That
you.
makes
You
you
can't-
murder.
Yeah,
And then under our ruling, you would have to.
You
die for that.
intentionally killed them because they were doing some shit.
Right.
So I'm not gonna say kill that person because they killed the person that was raping them.
Right.
No.
So we'll have to put that under.
So murder is a gray area.
Or just the checks and balances that we said earlier for the rapist part. We just include the checks and balances for everything. Just make sure that they are what we say they are. And now we're just talking about the legitimate types of people: murderers, rapists, pedophiles. Those three. And I could have swore there was something else up there that is just as bad as those three, but maybe throughout history that's just it.
Murders, rapists, and pedophiles. I think those are like
The three bad things.
three
I mean,
worst things.
if you don't do any of those things, you're technically a good person, right?
Not necessarily. You could be a racist,
Yeah.
but you're not gonna kill a racist for
Exactly.
being a racist.
So you're not that bad then, right? Because you're
For
not
being a racist?
because you're not physically doing harm to somebody. You're just vocalizing your disdain.
I mean, I
Maybe?
still consider you a bad person.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
still
Okay.
pretty
I don't know.
shitty for
thinking
for
that
not
way.
thinking that another human being
Right,
is
right.
equal to you.
Right.
You're
Right.
still shitty, but you're not like
And-
harming anyone physically, unless you're like an active Nazi,
something
or
like that, yeah.
Fucking.
But there are. It's just funny how.
But then again, if you're that extreme of a rape of a
racist.
of a racist,
Then you probably
you're-
are gonna do something bad.
You're probably
Yeah.
you're killing somebody, so then you deserve to die. But if you're not and you're just vocalizing, then
Mhm.
you're just a shitty person for being a racist.
Yes.
But
yes.
you don't deserve to die for being a shitty person.
Okay, that's where I'm going for. Yeah, you don't have to die for being a shitty person.
You don't. Deserve
So all the
to die.
racists out there who listen to our podcast, just let you know.
They wouldn't listen to our podcast. They're racist.
How do you know?
They're not.
They
gonna
could be
listen.
racist against Asians.
They're not.
And we're not Asian. Okay, here's the thing. It's funny when we.
But if you're racist towards one, you're racist towards all of us.
I'm just saying. I
Motherfucker.
agree to a lot of stuff that will backlash to this, but racism heavily, at least for the United States, is a lot of white people. But the classification of races, there are a lot of other races out there who are super racist and just as racist as a lot of white people here in other countries.
Yeah.
However, when we say racist, usually the white man comes to mind. And as the ambassador to the white nation, I just want to make sure
Gosh.
that there's other people out there just like us, of all nationalities and
Oh,
colors and
gosh.
creeds.
What?
Yeah, many times people think I'm white when they listen to the show.
Really?
Yeah, they say it. I don't know. I get a lot.
You should
I
just
get a
say
lot of
it.
people who think I'm white.
Say it.
I'm a Negro. Is that what you wanted me to say? Jesus, Joe. God,
Straight
don't
up
be so
black.
racist.
Straight up black.
um,
This is like this is this is
what? What? Just because I said the N word?
no.
Oh.
This is a very progressive podcast.
Well, I just wanted to make sure we got something out there that can. It doesn't come close to what we did last week or on Sunday, but
I think this is pretty good.
no, well, it's great. But the fun, the humor, the lighthearted stuff,
Yeah.
wasn't as much. But it's just us. We can dish out some good topics too, which I think we did.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I sometimes I have to play the bad guy so we can get this back and forth going. I agree with you most of the time.
I didn't think you were the bad guy.
Well, I'm trying to be. I'm not doing a good job, man. Damn it. Fuck you and your.
Remember,
I can't be nasty and racist to you. It's kind of hard.
I'm
It's
your
that face.
I'm your protector.
Oh
remember?
shit. That's right. You're my bodyguard.
And I
Oh god.
will always love you. I will always love you.
Can we get sued for this? Oh my god.
I'm having my own guitar solo.
You are. Oh my god. Well,
I will always love
Oh God.
You really just let me do that.
I did. Well, I'm going. Well, I mean, we're towards the end of our show. Surprisingly, we're at almost an hour 40. So
Yeah.
we don't have to do a guarantee. We'll hit 2 hours for sure after we do our soapboxes, but because mine's going to be a lengthy one. I have a lot to talk about.
Well,
no, I don't. No,
ladies and gentlemen, it appears we have come to the soapbox portion of our podcast. For those of you who are unaware, the soapbox portion is where each speaker gets a moment to speak for as long as they want about anything, whether it's shouting someone out, promoting something, venting, or just straight up, whatever. Usually, if we have a guest, we'll let them go first, but since we don't, and this is the episode Redux.
Part 2. Andrew
part
called
2.
it the El Dorado one in reference to Uncharted.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, since we don't have a guest, Keenan will take the floor, and then I'll close it out.
Yeah.
Keenan, this is your soapbox.
Usa out. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for interacting with us on Instagram and sending us messages and stuff like that about the show. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell that guy who's talking nasty to you I forgot where it was that Joe was talking about. If you're going to get beat up by 4 kids at a concert, tell them about the podcast. Thank you all. Thank you, Joe, again, for letting me come through impromptu to your house, to your balcony, and being comfortable with my dick size. So I like that. Thank you. My soapbox is, so I want to give an explanation to the beginning of this show as to why I want to bring up about expectations and expecting things from people. So there's I don't know if they listen to the show. I doubt it. But I'm trying to do more broadcasting or promotion of our show and other people's podcasts. So I have another podcast that I'm going to try and hook up with and get our name on that because they have a large audience too out in San Diego called Grown Folks Business. I talked to them in the beginning when we started this podcast, and we were going to do something back and forth, but we never did. So now I'm getting back into it about having our name out there on other people's shows. But this most recent one is not a hate rant or vent. It's not, I don't know what you want to call it because I'm just letting it out. I'm not talking trash on them. But the other show recently that we called out for Dick Talks and Mimosas, I went through this process where I know one of the creators of the show. I asked them about, what to do to get our names on there because they had a really large audience for their listeners. And they said to just, donate or contribute or be a subscriber or something like that. I was like, okay, I'll pitch in something. And I re-listened to their first episode. At the end of the episode, they said, just buy us some wine or something like that. And we'll we'll call you out on the show. So I was like, sweet. So I said that and then couldn't even do that. I couldn't buy some wine and just mail it to them. They preferred me to actually give them money instead. And I was like, okay, well, I'll find out what you're asking for. And they were like, oh, the best way is just to be a subscriber. I think it was what it's called. Maybe, I forgot. Let's just say subscriber. Just be a subscriber. So, I became a subscriber and I did it under our podcast name because I didn't want it to be personal. So I sent them that info, and I was expecting to be called out on the show. And here's where I was thinking. I was expecting, big in quotations, that our show was going to be called out in the show. And I listened to the show, and they called out like 2 other people, actual people, who I guess subscribed to, and there was nothing from that. And I felt a little butthurt, and I was in a weird mood when I met up with Joe and I was telling him about it. And I was like, man, I really expected our show to be brought out, especially when I gave them money and we talked about it. And I was going to send them like, a gift basket or something. I don't know how people do it, but I did it before they recorded, and I didn't get a promise or a guarantee. It's not a contract, but I don't know. I got a little poo pooed in the tutu, so I felt weird, and wanted to make sure I just expressed it to Joe, and I'm now doing it now on the show on our podcast, just to explain why that whole stuff came up in the beginning of the show. So I'm not fully upset. I just don't know what to do, if I should really call at them and be like, hey, this is what we agreed upon or promised. But even then, I don't want to rock the boat or do anything nasty. I don't want to come off as a pushy person. This is my first time doing this with other podcasts, and I thought it'd be a lot smoother since I know this person. But I just didn't know what to do to get us on a call out on the show without having to be like what Joe experienced through his in the entertainment industry of nasty people being rude and expecting stuff from you. So that's my soapbox. I kept that under 30 minutes, right?
Did you? I don't know.
Joe fell asleep, but that's fine. He can fall asleep. I just wanted to slap him awake.
Great job, Keenan. Great.
Fuck you.
Great.
Whatever.
Great little thing
we
that you
have.
did there.
We have 12 minutes left anyway for you to do a 2-hour mark. You can do it.
Nah, I'm not gonna
Give
take
you
up
12
minutes. We don't
Of
have to go
course.
2 hours. I'm gonna reiterate what I had said in the original episode 93. Vote.
Oh,
Get out there. Get out there and fucking vote. Um, uh, I'm not saying that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris are the ideal candidates because they're shitty people. They are. They're shitty people. Like they've but they're shitty people, but they are they're they understand etiquette and order to an extent. Right now, we're being run by an administration, and now since I am reiterating what I had said in the original episode, now I have even more fuel because of what's happened over the weekend and this week alone. But we are being run by an administration that is grossly incompetent. Grossly incompetent. Over the weekend, Donald Trump decided it was cool to have a little caravan outside of the fucking hospital that he was staying at because he was being treated for COVID. The fucking president who said COVID wasn't a big deal got COVID, and he spread it to dozens of people. And then he decided, I want to have a little caravan because I know people are outside the hospital and they want to see me. So he had Secret Service get in the car with him. So now those Secret Service agents are quarantined because Trump just wanted to get out there. And medical staff had to deal with this man, a man who doesn't believe that we deserve universal health care, but he just got the best care in the world, paid for by the taxpayers. This man is a fucking idiot. And the enablers that he's had in his administration, I'm sorry, but they deserve to get COVID just as much as he does. And I don't wish death on people, but I don't think anybody's going to be sad if a lot of these people die. I mean, of course, their relatives will, their family members will. But a large chunk of the American people are not going to be sad. And a great example of the effect this president has had a great example of this, and the irony of all this is a former governor of New Jersey, Chris Christie. This guy was running for president um, when Trump was running for president, and he he would talk so much shit about Trump, and Trump would drag him through the mud, um, drag him through the mud. And when Chris Christie realized that he was not going to become president, he folded and he kind of gave it up to Trump and put Trump on a pedestal and has kind of like been eating off of the palm of Trump's hand for this whole time because of what? What does he expect he's going to get from a man who doesn't give a fuck about human beings? He's going to get COVID. That's what the fuck he's going to get. So now if Chris Christie dies, he's going to be remembered as the man who gave in to Donald Trump and eventually gave his life for Donald Trump. And what will Trump do? He probably won't give a fuck. He'll probably think he was weak because he died. Is there an expectation that Donald Trump is going to die from COVID? Maybe not, because he's had the best medical help in the world. And he's used experimental drugs because, of course he's going to get something that isn't accessible to the average American. And then he tells people that they shouldn't be afraid of a virus. He shouldn't let it run their lives. And yes, you shouldn't. But that's a very deceptive statement. Like, you're saying this with the greatest medical help you can possibly get as an American citizen. And you're not paying a dime for it. Are you telling the people, your citizens, that you're going to provide that same assistance to them that you received? No. I was reading something earlier today, an article on, I don't know, some news outlet that stated that the help that Donald Trump got over the weekend for an average American would have cost them $100,000. The average American does not have $100,000 to burn. They don't. And I very much doubted that this administration is going to provide this same service to all Americans. The ones, especially the ones who are sick right now. And for him to say some shit like that when hundreds of thousands of Americans have already died is a fucking blow to the families of the surviving families of these people. Like, how irresponsible are you that even your administration, several members of your administration have also gotten sick, and you still don't even give a fuck, and you're saying that you still want to do your tour, your campaign tour, and you still want to do all these things, and not even being remotely on the surface concerned for your own people. How are your people supposed to feel? Do you think they're gonna get that same medical treatment that you got? Absolutely not. So that should, for anyone who survives, anybody from his administration who survives this shit, that should be a wake up call to you, because you're not gonna get the same treatment as Donald Trump got, and he doesn't give a fuck if he probably doesn't give a fuck if you survive, or even if you die. This should be a huge wake up call to just American citizens in general. Like, we got to get this motherfucker out of here, because he's just proven to us where he stands on all of this. So get out there and fucking vote. And I had also spoken about our local elections, and those are just as important as picking a president, because those are going to affect us immediately. So make sure you vote in your local elections, and make sure we vote fucking Donald Trump out. And I understand there's a two-party system which deceives people thinking that it's a multiple party system. It isn't. We know it's two. The others are just there for visuals, for the deception. But if we're gonna shift this, if we're gonna shift this, if we're gonna shift our future towards something a little more balanced and progressive, even I'm not saying that things are gonna be greatly better with a Biden-Harris ticket, but I think they'll be a little more balanced out. And I think that we will be able to go back to some semblance of glory, and we won't be as much of an embarrassment as we have been these last 4 years. And that's kind of important because we can't be the butt of every joke, especially if you're a proud American. I consider myself a proud American. I'm proud to be a U.S. citizen, and I'd like to think that we can go back to being compassionate and caring and citizens of the world, because right now we're not, and that sucks because we're human beings, and right now this administration that's running us, they're monsters. They're lizard people. QAnon. And that's all I got, Keen. That's all I got, man.
Wow, it's a good 12 minutes long.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, we are.
Fuck up.
We're almost there.
Oh
5
shit,
minutes.
that's funny.
We're so close. So fucking close.
I just had to go there. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I mean, but I would have to question, and we'll say this for our next episode, but it's like, when were we ever those kind of people? We never were citizens of the world as United States citizens. Like, we were never. We've always been the butt of the joke for other nations, especially Europe.
But I'd like to think that we at least gave the perception that we were understanding and compassionate towards the rest of the world, even if it wasn't the whole world.
Right. Okay.
At least
a good portion.
At
of
least
it,
there
our
was
allies.
yeah. Right now, nobody respects us. Period.
No. Fuck. We'll save it for the next episode. All right. I don't know. We don't have to. We started lame. We might as well finish lame.
Has been episode 93 of the None of Our Business podcast. We are your hosts, Cianan and Joe. We're motherfucking dope. I'm glad we were able to do this. And I'll catch you in a couple of weeks. I don't know. Maybe I'll call in.
Well, yeah, we would like to have you and Akshay on the 18th, possibly.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
For
yeah,
he's
so
a
I'll be
boy.
calling in. But
And
Keenan's going to be running. We have guest hosts next week.
Yes, we do.
Marina Brockway and Deech Chung.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's favorite Korean.
Deech number 5th episode or like 6.
Yeah, man. They're guest hosts.
He's doing it.
You know, they got it.
Yeah.
So yeah, Keenan will be on with them next week. I'll potentially be on the 18th with the Gulag Boy Akshay. And then I should be back in a couple weeks. Until then, Keenan's got the show going. And you motherfuckers, fuck with us. Motherfuckers, share our shit. Retweet us. Repost us. And let everybody know we motherfucking best. And that's on crap.
Oh my God.
Woo!
Eat your woman out.
Suck your man's dick.